This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. Guys, I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. How'd that happen? I so appreciate you guys. I really do. I'm back in the chat. I'm sorry I've been making videos, and I've been working extra hours, so I've been tired. But back in the chat, communicating as much as I can, and you guys could also hit me up at toddy1skip@gmail.com. I'm a little slow with my emails. Some guys have hit me up on TikTok. Some guys have hit me up on Instagram. The best way, I guess, is just by hitting me up on toddy1skip@gmail.com or inside the comments. But if I miss your comment, please just, and it's important to you, please just hit me up on my email. I will get to it. So guys, what would you do for love? Remember that song, What You Won't Do for Love? What was it, back in the 70s or 80s? What you won't do for love. Well, ask Nick John, because there's not much he wouldn't do for love. It's really not funny, to be honest with you. What's funny to me is that how we're out here trying to figure out what Gypsy has that all these men want. You know, is it because she has these alternate personalities, which she had before Nick, because Dan, the older guy that she met at the Comic-Con convention, the one that she ran to physically, no wheelchair, she ran to a neighbor's house, was very concerned about her boyfriend who had been beaten up and had ended up going to the hospital to check on him, no wheelchair. There's things that people say, Gypsy only knew this. Gypsy only knew that she wasn't sick after she got arrested. Bullshit. She knew she wasn't sick before. As one of my subscribers said, why didn't she take her medication? Why didn't she take her wheelchair? I mean, if you thought you were sick and this medication was really achieving success in saving your life, why would you leave without it? Why'd you leave without your glasses if you claim that you really needed them? When are we going to stop believing the BS of Gypsy Rose Blanchard? And is that why? She had over 9 million subscribers, but she's back to just under 9 million now. So what happened? People starting to see who she is? Because if you look back on everything, you can see who she is. I don't need help from anybody else. I can see who she is because she can't keep her story straight. And Nick's story's been 100% the whole time. If he's lying, he's been telling the same friggin' lie. But I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. So Nick, he said that there's nothing he wouldn't do for her. Nothing. That was the only way that they could be together, and that ultimately he was going to marry her and have children. That's what he says in his interviews. Gypsy says he wasn't the man. He wasn't, because if I'd have asked anybody else, they wouldn't have done it. I think you did ask a couple people and they didn't do it. And then you found somebody that would. Hang on. Got a light to put on. I know you guys think this is part of the act, but it's not. It's not. Anyway, so Gypsy, I think, did ultimately look for somebody like Nick who could be manipulated. And for 2 years, she played on him and played on him. She got to know him, and she figured out a way to manipulate him. And this dressing up and these alter egos were Gypsy's before she ever said anything to Nick about them. She had already been saying it to Dan. That's right. Dan went on record to say that. Nick went on record to say those 5 days with Gypsy were the best days of his life. They were blissful, magical. He never felt that with somebody else. Never had that with anybody else. He wasn't talking about the crime. He was talking about the closeness. Unfortunately, there wasn't much talk about the crime after it happened. It's like it didn't happen. But we know that Nick felt guilty about it because Nick was the one and the only one that said, when the police said, "So you're starting to feel guilty about that?" Nick said, "I feel a lot more than that. No, I feel a lot more than that." He also explained how Gypsy got the gloves, how Gypsy stole the knife. Well, he didn't know she stole the knife, but she did. She talks about that. She talks about planning the whole thing. And then saying, well, he's in there for actually doing the act. I didn't do the act. I'm not too sure about that. Because as we say, and as we know, Nick has told the same story consistently all these years. Gypsy has not. Nick said 4 times, but the police say 17 times. I don't think Nick's lying, but I think Gypsy's lying. And now we watch Gypsy in the real world. We've given her so much money. We put her on a platform. And we think of her as a celebrity because she manipulated a young man who unalived her mom in the most brutal way. Dee Dee didn't have to go like that. Dee Dee was on insulin. That's the way Gypsy wanted her mom to go. Because you know what? She had syringes. She was giving her shots. She could have done anything. I think that you can give somebody too much of the medicine and then nobody would have questioned anything. But that wouldn't have been sensationalized. I think that as this started unfolding more and more, that Gypsy's story, I don't think it was quite like this. I think when Gypsy, what do you guys think? I think when Gypsy had Nick unalive, I think that she didn't really think that she was going to get caught. I don't know where she thought she was going. I guess because she wasn't Gypsy anymore in a wheelchair and bald, basically, that nobody would really recognize her. I don't know what she was thinking of. Will nobody ever find me? Maybe they'll just assume that I'm gone forever, you know, and that they'll never find the body. Maybe that's what Gypsy thought. And she was really going to be with Nick. But after she got to Nick's and saw, what was it, his worldwide wrestling betting, she was like, yeah, you know, maybe that's when she said, shit, maybe there's something I need to do here because this isn't what I want. Maybe when she was being interrogated and she realized, holy shit, this is it. This is it. Maybe she was like, with all of the press and everything going around, and I mean, come on, it made big stories. Maybe she just stuck with the sensationalization of it all and just said, yeah, we're going to ride this out. We're going to ride this out. I want to know something, though. Supposedly, Gypsy didn't go to school. Supposedly, her mom taught her, schooled her. But supposedly, she just watched TV all day. Gypsy's pretty articulate. You think she learned that in jail? I mean, I worked in a jail. I know that she went to school, but I also know that proper English isn't what's spoken around the cells. I know this. So, and now the new thing is that Gypsy has blocked Ryan, her husband, and she wanted to divorce him. There's a whole letter. What is up? Why do people find this girl this young woman, this liar, why do men find her so attractive? Why? How did Gypsy get 250 men to write to her? You know, that's probably true. Unfortunately, everything out of her mouth is a lie, in my opinion, but this might be true. 250 men. Why'd she choose Ryan then? No offense, Ryan, but there's more people that have better jobs, might be more attractive. I'm just being honest. Maybe you are a great guy. I didn't see that in the interview. I saw somebody who's supposed to be a school teacher kind of fall for somebody who acts like a child and talks like a child and hasn't had life experience. So to me, how are you marrying somebody like that? How are you marrying somebody who is at such a disadvantage to you because she hasn't been in the real world? And you know that, Ryan. What you won't do for love. What is up? I don't think Gypsy's that attractive, to be honest with you. And I certainly don't think she's a great person. So what is it that everybody sees in her? Do you guys know? That's the real question of this. I mean, when you break down all of the lies, how does Ryan not see the lies? How is Nick still saying, I'd probably do it again? Those were the best days of my life. Here's the thing. The truth is, we see stuff all the time. People do crazy shit for what they think is love. Right? But what Gypsy did was mastermind. It was mastermind. And it's not over yet. I fully believe she used Ryan as an address to get out of jail, get out of prison, and have an address with a family member husband. And to keep things away from her dad and her stepmom. But I want to know why the men. I mean, do they really think with their little head? Nick, I think Nick thought that he really was the knight in shining armor. I really think that that's what Nick believed. But Ryan? I think, honestly, Ryan's thinking, damn, I'll never get anything like that again. Like, she's really two steps above me. We are not on the same playing field. Isn't that a way to manipulate somebody? To say, damn, I'm never going to get anybody who looks like that again. That's like a trophy wife. You know, and you know what? We know that that's what Ryan thinks because Ryan kept saying, oh, she's real cute. She's real cute. She's real cute. I mean, she was ready to leave him in a dream. She's real cute. I don't know if we're going to get married. At that point, why wouldn't you step away and say, baby, you need more time. Let me give you some more time and space here. You know, that's what you would think. What you won't do for love. I wouldn't do what Nick Godejohn did. I wouldn't do what Ryan's doing. Because somewhere deep inside, I know Ryan doesn't feel so secure in his relationship with Gypsy. How can you? How can you? What do you think, guys? What would you do for love? What won't you do for love? When do you think it's enough? When do you think Nick is done paying his price? What do you think it takes for somebody to learn that? Let me know in the chat. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. There's some more stuff coming out about Gypsy Rose that we're going to follow, and some more stuff about Natalia Grace that we're going to follow, and there's some other cases coming about that we're going to talk about, and we're going to continue on with a little bit more of Scientology stuff because there's a lot of stuff going on over there. So guys, please hit me up in the chat. Please like, subscribe, and share. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you're going to be tomorrow. Thanks, guys.